parents praised his third truck before 25. My parents praised my brother for having the third truck before 25 while mocking me for saving every penny. When they asked me to co-sign a loan, I suggested they sell one of his rides instead. When I was 21, my folks threw Logan this huge backyard bash for snagging his third pickup. Not for finishing trade school, not for holding down a real job, just another jacked up Ford with the lift kit, blacked out rims, and those obnoxious running lights that made the whole cul-de-sac look like a used car lot on a Friday night. I remember standing off to the side, clutching a solo cup of flat soda, watching him pose like he was about to drop a rap video. Mom and Dad were all smiles, clapping him on the back. Look at our boy, living large. Then they turned to me with that same tired sigh. Brooke, honey, when are you gonna loosen up and stop pinching every penny like some kind of miser? Pinching pennies, that's what they called it. I called it not wanting to beg my roommate to split a Happy Meal at 23, so I kept my mouth shut, worked double shifts at the diner, and stuffed every tip into that old coffee can under my bed. Fast forward 5 years, and nothing much changed for them. Logan's trucks were all financed to the gills. Mom and Dad co-signed 2 of them, bragging to the neighbors about how their son was making moves straight into repossession court. But hey, details. Me, I kept grinding. No flashy vacations, no impulse sneaker drops, no treat yourself weekends. By 26, I had scraped together enough to lease this tiny lot on the edge of town and start Brooks Bloom Landscaping. Started with one beat-up mower and my old Honda Civic hauling clippings. Word got around. Clients loved that I showed up on time, fixed what I broke, and never padded the bill. I've got a crew of 6, 3 solid work trucks we actually maintain, and a backlog so long we're turning folks away. Logan, he totaled his 4th truck last summer. Insurance lapsed, credit shot, but the parties kept coming because Mom and Dad kept enabling. Then the call came. It was the bank, confirming a co-signed loan for a $68,000 monster truck under my name. I almost dropped the phone right there in the shop. Logan swore it was just a mix-up, but the paperwork didn't lie. He'd used my info somehow. I hung up, heart pounding, and did what any sane person would do. I filed the fraud report, froze my credit tighter than a Midwestern winter, and changed every password I owned. That night, my parents showed up at the shop, faces pale. Brooke, he didn't mean it. He's family. I looked them dead in the eye and said, family doesn't forge your signature for a toy you can't afford. Sell one of his trucks, or 2. Heck, sell all 3 if you have to. I'm not signing a single thing. They called me selfish, heartless, a golden child's enabler, and she even tried to guilt trip. We raised you better than this. I just smiled, wiped grease off my hands, and told them, you raised him better than this, and look where that got you. A few weeks later, their house went up for sale. Logan's debts had snowballed, the bank was circling, and suddenly I got the texts. Just a little help, sweetie. We'll pay you back. Promise. I stared at my phone, then at my crew laughing over lunch in the break room, then at the new contracts stacked on my desk. I typed back one line. I've got my own life to build now. You made your choices, I made mine. Haven't heard much since. And you know what? It feels peaceful. Not in some petty revenge way, but like I finally stepped off the hamster wheel they kept trying to strap me to. I built this business penny by penny, late night by late night, with my own 2 hands and 0 bailouts. So yeah, they can keep throwing parties for Logan's trucks all they want. Me, I'll take my quiet mornings at the shop, my paid off lot, and the crew that actually shows up because they respect the grind. Turns out the real flex isn't the ride you flash, it's the life you don't need rescuing from, and I'm driving that one just fine. If you enjoyed this story, smash that like button, drop a comment below, and hit subscribe so you never miss a daily upload.